The image shows a sump pump installation that presents serious safety concerns and violates electrical codes. Extension cords should only be used temporarily or for short distances. In this case, a very long extension cord is being used as a permanent wiring solution. The grounding prong on the extension cord has been removed, which eliminates the protective ground path from the sump pump to the electrical system. This could lead to electrical shocks or fires if a fault occurs. The armored cable is being used to support the weight of the extension cord via direct contact, which is not permitted. The armored cable does not appear to contain a ground wire, which is required for the proper grounding of the sump pump. A two-prong outlet is being used, which does not provide a ground path for the sump pump. The extension cord is being plugged into a lamp folder, which is not designed to carry the current required for a sump pump. This installation presents significant electrical hazards, including increased risk of electrical shock, fire, and damage to the sump pump equipment. It is imperative that all electrical work be performed by licensed and qualified electrical contractors to ensure safety and compliance with electrical codes. When evaluating an electrical installation, firstly, examine the wiring methods used. Are extension cords being used as permanent wiring? This is a clear violation of electrical codes and a significant fire hazard. Secondly, check for proper grounding. Is there a grounding conductor present and properly connected to all metallic components? A missing or improperly connected ground can lead to electrical shock. Thirdly, verify the type and condition of the wiring. Is the wiring of the correct gauge for the load it is carrying? Is the insulation in good condition, or is it cracked or damaged? Fourthly, inspect the overcurrent protection devices, such as circuit breakers or fuses. Are they of the correct size for the circuit they are protecting? Are they functioning properly? Fifthly, look for any signs of overheating, such as discoloration or melting of wires or components. Overheating is a sign of excessive current flow and a potential fire hazard. Sixthly, ensure that all electrical boxes are properly covered and secured. Exposed electrical connections are a safety hazard. Seventhly, check for the presence of ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, in areas where water is present, such as bathrooms and kitchens. GFCIs can protect against electrical shock. Eighthly, verify that all electrical work has been performed in accordance with the National Electrical Code, or NEC, and any applicable local codes. Ninthly, when dealing with sump pumps and other equipment near water, ensure proper ground fault protection. GFCIs are crucial in these locations. Tenthly, remember that electrical work can be dangerous. If you are not qualified, always hire a licensed electrician. Let's delve deeper into the specific issues observed in the installation. The use of an extension cord as a permanent wiring solution is a major concern. Extension cords are designed for temporary use only and are not rated for continuous use. They can overheat and cause a fire if used improperly. The removal of the grounding prong from the extension cord is another serious safety violation. The grounding prong provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, which trips the circuit breaker and energizes the circuit. Without the grounding prong, a fault could cause the metal parts of the sump pump to become energized, creating a shock hazard. The support of the extension cord by the armored cable is also improper. The armored cable is not designed to support the weight of the extension cord, and the direct contact between the two can damage the insulation of the extension cord. The absence of a ground wire in the armored cable further exacerbates the grounding issue. The use of a two-prong outlet is also a violation of electrical codes. Two-prong outlets do not provide a ground path and should be replaced with three-prong outlets. Plugging the extension cord into a lamp folder is also dangerous. Lamp folders are not designed to carry the current required for a sump pump and can overheat and cause a fire. To ensure a safe and code-compliant sump pump installation, firstly, a dedicated circuit should be installed for the sump pump. This circuit should be protected by a circuit breaker of the appropriate size. Secondly, a three-prong outlet should be installed for the sump pump. This outlet should be grounded to the electrical system. Thirdly, a ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, should be installed on the circuit. This will protect against electrical shock. Fourthly, the wiring should be of the correct gauge for the load it is carrying. Fifthly, the wiring should be properly supported and protected from physical damage. Sixthly, all electrical connections should be made in approved electrical boxes. Seventhly, a licensed electrician should perform all electrical work. They will ensure that the installation meets all applicable codes and standards. Extension cords have specific limitations. They should only be used for temporary connections and never as a substitute for permanent wiring. Prolonged use of extension cords can lead to overheating and create a fire hazard. Extension cords should be adequately sized for the intended load. Using an undersized extension cord can cause voltage drop and overheating. Regularly inspect extension cords for damage, such as frayed insulation or loose connections. Damaged cords should be replaced immediately. Do not run extension cords under rugs or carpets, as this can trap heat and create a fire hazard. Avoid overloading extension cords by plugging in too many devices. Use power strips with built-in circuit breakers to protect against overloads. When using extension cords outdoors, choose cords that are specifically rated for outdoor use. These cords are designed to withstand moisture and other environmental factors. Never modify extension cords by removing the grounding prong or altering the plug. This can create a serious safety hazard. Always unplug extension cords when they are not in use. This can help to prevent accidental shocks and reduce the risk of fire. Store extension cords properly when they are not in use. Avoid kinking or twisting the cords, as this can damage the internal wiring. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides detailed guidelines for safe electrical installations. It covers a wide range of topics, including wiring methods, grounding, overcurrent protection, and equipment installation. Adherence to the NEC is essential for ensuring the safety of electrical systems. Article 300.11 of the NEC addresses securing and supporting wiring. Wiring must be securely fastened in place to prevent it from being damaged or becoming a hazard. Article 310 of the NEC covers conductors for general wiring. It specifies the allowable ampacity of conductors based on their size and insulation type. Article 250 of the NEC addresses grounding and bonding. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, which trips the circuit breaker and energizes the circuit. Bonding connects all metal parts of the electrical system together to create a low impedance path for fault current. Article 400 of the NEC covers flexible cords and cables. It specifies the allowable uses of flexible cords and cables as well as their limitations. Article 430 of the NEC covers motors, motor circuits, and controllers. It provides requirements for the installation and protection of motors. Article 500 of the NEC covers hazardous locations. It provides requirements for electrical equipment installed in areas where flammable gases, vapors, or dust may be present. Regular electrical inspections are important for identifying potential hazards and ensuring the safety of electrical systems. Inspection should be performed by qualified professionals who are familiar with the NEC and other applicable codes. During an electrical inspection, the inspector will check for a variety of things, including damaged wiring, loose connections, and improper grounding. They will also test the operation of circuit breakers and other safety devices. If any problems are found during the inspection, they should be corrected immediately to prevent potential hazards. Maintaining a safe electrical system is an ongoing process. It requires regular inspections, proper maintenance, and adherence to the NEC and other applicable codes. By following these guidelines, it is possible to minimize the risk of electrical shock, fire, and other hazards. When choosing an electrician, it is important to select someone who is licensed and insured. A licensed electrician has met the requirements of the state or local licensing board and is qualified to perform electrical work. Insurance protects you from liability in case of accidents or damage. Ask the electrician for references and check their online reviews. This can give you an idea of their reputation and the quality of their work. Get a written estimate before the work begins. This will help to avoid surprises later on. Make sure the estimate includes all costs, including labor, materials, and permits. Ask the electrician about their experience with similar projects. This can help you to assess their skills and knowledge. Do not be afraid to ask questions. A good electrician will be happy to answer your questions and explain the work that needs to be done. It is also essential to verify that the electrician pulls the required permits for the work being performed. Permits ensure that the work is inspected and meets code requirements. In the specific case of sump pump installations, several factors should be considered. Firstly, the sump pump should be sized appropriately for the application. A pump that is too small will not be able to keep up with the water flow, while a pump that is too large may cycle on and off too frequently, shortening its lifespan. Secondly, the sump pump should be installed in a sump pit that is deep enough to accommodate the pump and allow it to operate efficiently. Thirdly, the discharge pipe should be routed away from the foundation of the building to prevent water from seeping back into the basement. Fourthly, a check valve should be installed in the discharge pipe to prevent water from flowing back into the sump pit when the pump is not running. Fifthly, the sump pump should be tested regularly to ensure that it is working properly. In conclusion, the sump pump installation described is unsafe and violates electrical codes. It is imperative that all electrical work be performed by licensed and qualified electrical contractors to ensure safety and compliance with electrical codes. The electrical system is a critical component of any building. It provides power for lighting, appliances, and other equipment. It is important to maintain a safe electrical system to protect people and property from electrical shock, fire, and other hazards. Regular electrical inspections, proper maintenance, and adherence to the National Electrical Code, or NEC, are essential for ensuring the safety of electrical systems. Always use licensed and qualified electricians for all electrical work. They have the knowledge and experience to perform the work safely and correctly. In addition to the issues already mentioned, there are other potential hazards associated with electrical installations. Overloaded circuits can cause wires to overheat and start a fire. Loose connections can cause arcing, which can also start a fire. Damaged wiring can expose live conductors, creating a shock hazard. Improper grounding can prevent fault current from flowing back to the source, which can also create a shock hazard. It is important to be aware of these potential hazards and to take steps to prevent them. Firstly, do not overload circuits by plugging in too many devices. Secondly, tighten any loose connections that you find. Thirdly, repair or replace any damaged wiring. Fourthly, ensure that all electrical equipment is properly grounded. When working with electricity, always take precautions to protect yourself from shock. Firstly, turn off the power at the circuit breaker before working on any electrical equipment. Secondly, use insulated tools. Thirdly, wear rubber gloves and shoes. Fourthly, never work on electrical equipment when you are wet. Fifthly, if you are not comfortable working with electricity, call a licensed electrician. Electrical safety is everyone's responsibility. By following these guidelines, it is possible to minimize the risk of electrical shock, fire, and other hazards.